Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn, aka Kris, you're being creepy again. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, first-time viewers, be warned. We can go off the rails pretty darn quick around here. So, that's the kind of ride you're in for. And of course, if you are not watching this after the fact or watching this post live, you can submit your questions to kris@wavethebrush.com. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wavethebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has the links to all the social medias, as well as Discord. Discord's been fantastic. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun, and the monkeys are more than helpful, and you can feel free to ask your questions or share what you're working on, or talk about anything and everything. Pretty much like this channel, it's all over the place, and so, why not, right? Of course, that waythebrush.com also has links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, because it's nice to put a name to the face and a face to the name. Also, at waythebrush.com is a link for Patreon support. I'm independent these days, and that is pretty much what keeps this channel up and running. So, huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support. Without your support, these videos, these upgrades, and upkeep of all these things just wouldn't be possible. And so, much love always to the patrons. Big thank you to Carl, Gabe, a.k.a. Guymere Alfer, a.k.a. Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take the time to thank Carl for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingle that plays before the email segments of the show. So always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro and outro music that plays before and after this show. So always much love to my baby brother Evan. Who's joining us today? I don't even know. Oh, I didn't even have the chat on. Chat, go. Is there chat? Did I mess this up? I might have messed this up. I can see Ebb and Flow joining us. Sup, everybody? Ghost of Starman Deluxe, Chaos Monkey Time, whoop whoop. Dark Commission, hi Kris and Monkey Folk, hello. Matthew Perez, good morning Kris and fellow monkey. Hope everyone is doing great and staying safe. Staying safe, that is kind of one of the big ones right now, right? Is everybody just staying safe, maintaining social distancing. I was actually at the local shop, Max Aggression, just the other day, picking up some stuff, some long-awaited stuff I picked up. Actually, here, I'll share with you guys what I picked up. This is one of the things I picked up. Some aimbots. These are a lot of fun. Although, I do say this often. I thought these guys would be bigger. I started assembling them, and I actually have them in like pre-assemblies right now. About 80% of the way done assembling and getting the parts ready. And I thought they'd be a little bit bigger. I mean, they're pretty darn cool, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I kind of thought they'd be bigger. Now, why on earth is this not showing up? Okay. I'm not sure why that's not showing up. My chat's not working. But anywho, yeah, so hopefully you're working along, painting something and, getting some sort of project done while we're talking away today. And of course, everything is starting to slowly come back to somewhat normal. And, I'm sure that's mostly a good thing. I do caution, that as we return to somewhat of a normal type of state, that, we all exercise caution in these days, because this shit be spreading all over the place. Matthew Perez, hey, speaking of Blood Bowl, all the Warhammer games are on sale on Steam all weekend. Getting my Blood Bowl 2 on later today. Yeah, I seen that, and I was thinking about picking up Mechanicus. because I like XCOM, and that looks like it plays just like XCOM. And I was like, yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. Just kind of, I'm not huge into Mechanicus dudes, but I'm sure as far as the conversion ability type of thing where you can convert them up, I'm sure is probably pretty darn cool. So, yeah. Ghost Starman Deluxe Ambot kits look like fun for conversions. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Sorry, this is still kind of throwing me off as to why my chat isn't working. Okay, nobody's saying anything on the other channels here, so we're okay for the moment. But yeah, I'm not sure why my thingy's not popping up. Did I get rid of the wrong thing? No. Let's try that. There we go. Now it should be popping up. Now it should be good. Alright. So yeah, we got a few emails to do. Actually, I don't have too many to do today. No, I don't have too many to do. So we've got plenty to do. Although I've got a really interesting one from Steven. He sent one in, and yeah, I often talk about people sending in different kind of bits and things like that, and yeah, that email is one of those. So it'd be pretty fun. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Yes, picked up the Donna War 1 bundle yesterday. My first purchase on Steam, actually. It was less than £8 for the game and the 3 expansions, so I figured it was a good idea. Yeah, definitely. Donna War is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of mods for it as well. And, like one of the ones that people tell me about all the time is the Apocalypse one. The Apocalypse one's supposed to be really good. It's got like Titans and everything in it, so you might want to check that one out. I haven't done it myself. I can't remember. There was a few mods I ran. I can't remember what the heck it was. It's so long ago since Dawn of War. Dawn of War 1 was like one of my favorites, Dawn of War 2 started to lose it a bit for me. And then, of course, I've not even played Dawn of War 3. It just looked really kind of far apart from the first one. I loved the first one because it was so much of like Warcraft and Starcraft and, these kind of build 'em ups, build your army, that kind of gameplay. And I really enjoyed that. And it just didn't seem like it was the same kind of gameplay. And I'm not sure why they changed it up so dramatically like that. Especially for the second one, because the second one is just, you just move your units, and I guess they apparently wanted more of like the tabletop experience, and I enjoy the tabletop. I don't need digital versions of it. You know what I mean? Like, I already do the tabletop thing, and I don't think it was entirely necessary, But yeah, Dawn of War 1 though, that's fantastic. That's a good buy. And there's lots of expansions for it, because there's the Sister of Battle one, the Dark Elder one, the Tau one. There's the Imperial Guard one, Necron. Yeah. I can't remember the damn names. It's been so long since we played. And actually, we should play. I can't play it on this computer, though. So if I ever get my hands around, or get my hands on a Windows PC for gaming, I'll definitely have to do more Windows gaming. That's all the Windows machine would be for. I don't do video editing or anything like that, or actual work on a Windows machine. It would be basically just a big Xbox, essentially. That's all it would be. That's all. Matthew Perez, no floating chat on the video, and you are spot on with your YouTube comments. And boom, you got it going there, sir. Yeah, again, I'm playing with this newer program, because you may notice that the little monkey moves now, right? Big thank you to Piehead for that, for being so generous with his time. The chat, it was just I'm using this new program, and it's the same program as what I was using, but it's like it's been available on Windows for so long, and it recently just made the port over to OS X, and so I've been still playing with it, and really more kind of stuff and bells and whistles you can do on this program that makes it a little bit easier for streaming and stuff like that. And yeah, it's Streamlabs. Anybody's wondering, it's just Streamlabs. But yeah, still kind of getting used to it. Sir Peanut Butter, morning, peeps and Kris, morning. Caw King, I'm painting bloody butcher corn butcher corn for corn. Wait, what? I'm painting bloody butcher corn for corn. P.S. The Twitch screen is smaller than the YouTube as it has real-time chat. Say what? Oh, yeah. The resolution's wonky on the Twitch stream. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Twitch has been doing a bunch of updates on their stuff, so I don't know what they're doing. But otherwise, yeah. I'll leave that on auto. That doesn't need to be. This actually doesn't even really need to be running. I just have the feeds up on my screen just because just monitoring, making sure that the feed is running, and of course if there's any other boo boos or anything like that, right? But otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure why that would be, because I've been streaming on Twitch all week and nothing happened, and I've been using this program, so nobody said nothing before, because I was just streaming yesterday on Twitch. I'm sure it's probably something. Maybe just refresh your browser. But yeah, my screen looks a little small right now. I don't know why that is. Let me switch over here. Oh, what the hell? Anyway. Yeah, technically, it doesn't really need to be up. In fact, I always leave it up just in case, there's some of the things that pop up. For example, if there's subscribers or anything like that. I also have that turned on, I think. So if somebody follows on Twitch, I think you get that little, I want to make some fun little GIFs and stuff like that for that as well. So, because I do want to do more Twitch streaming. We've been doing game nights on Mondays on Twitch, and those stay just on Twitch because there's a lot of foul language in that show. So, yeah, game nights. And it's basically been my brother, old friend from up north, Scott, and then, of course, any of the monkeys that are available at the time, especially like Grim. Grim's been fantastic. And for our Talisman games, Grim has been our host. And, but we've been doing Risk, Talisman. What the hell else did we play? Oh, we played Catan Universe. That actually went pretty well. It's got a lot of bad reviews, but it ran fine while we were streaming it and everything. We didn't really crash or anything like that. And we were reading the comments and the reviews and stuff like that. And Catan Universe has a whole bunch of negativity towards it. I don't know. But it ran fine for us when we did it. I think we played 2 games of it, and it ran fine both times. I don't know. Matthew Perez still play Donna War 1 to this day. Praise the Emperor is still going. Still so dang fun. It is fun. I used to love. I could just sit there all day. I in Dawn of War 1, I like playing as Marines, and I used to have it down pretty good to tech up to their plasma really, really fast, and that would just kick ass. But I used to like taking the whirlwinds and then just setting the waypoint and then just let them bombard an area for area denial, right? And that was one of my favorite things. I don't know, just like watching all the explosions and guys flying around. It's fun. Yeah. Anybody who's actually been in actual wars and seen people flying around, they're not going, oh, it was fun, it was a good time, But anyway, Ghost of Starman Deluxe. I may take a look for the Big Titty Eldar mod. What? There's a titty or Teddy? Big Teddy? Is it Teddy or Titty? Anyway, there's an Eldar mod for it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Arturo Patet. Hello, dear monkeys. Hello, my dear Monkey King. Monkey King. James of Kent over on Twitch. Afternoon, Chris. Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon. Arturo Patet. Shaking the monkey now. We're shaking the monkey now. The monkey moves. He's moving. I can't see which way I'm pointing. Yeah, right there. He moves now. It's a big thank you to Piehead for that. Old Man Logan, howdy, Chris and Monkey. Howdy, Old Man Logan. Aaron Seach, morning, Chris and Monkey peeps. Happy Saturday. Anthony B, shotgun beers. Shotgunning. Actually, no, I got tea going today. I'm not shotgunning anything other than tea. Earl Grey, no junk. Oh, yeah. That's the way I likes it. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Twitch tends to have weird bugs for me quite a lot. Random lag and crashing, etc. Really? Interesting. I've not I've not really experienced it, but I don't do a lot of viewing on Twitch. Sometimes I'll watch like a couple streams, and sometimes I guess I don't know if it's lag, but the resolution will change, and I think that has to do with the latency and everything like that, right? But usually I know, and the browser I use for viewing is Chrome, so I don't know. Mad Monk, yo, how are you hogs doing? Hogs, hogs, like wild hogs. Matthew Perez, dude, I need to get on that. I'd love to play some games with you and the other monkeys. Yeah, well, it's Monday nights. We stream it. And I post on Discord in the games channel what plans are. Typically, we get together around 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard just to kind of, kind of wrangle up everybody, get everybody ready, make sure that we're going to, stream okay. And then, of course, make sure we're all in the game and, so that, because then I start streaming at 7 o'clock and it runs for whatever length of time. Talismans run damn near 3 hours, I think. Catan, I think we only did an hour of. We got 2 games in an hour. But Catan was fun, though. I enjoyed Catan. And what was the other game we were playing? Talisman, Catan. Oh, Risk is a lot of fun. We just started doing other, maps and stuff like that, and so it's fun. I enjoy Risk. It's good for a laugh. Another one we were talking about doing was Axis and Allies. We were talking about doing that. I think we might stream some of those. Basically, I've been doing some like other kinds of games. The other thing I was thinking about doing was just doing some solo play. Videos. I don't know if I just stream just kind of odds and ends whenever I'm, kind of bored or what have you. But usually a lot of stuff I'm working on, like my models and stuff like that and getting stuff prepared. And, right now I'm kind of bit by my Necromunda bug because I just recently picked up Dark Uprising after that finally came in. And of course I got the Ambots. I actually had the idea for the Ambots. One, I'm going to paint up so it looks like, kind of the same colors as cat equipment. You're familiar with cat, right? They're yellow and black. I'm thinking of doing one ambot like that, and I was thinking of doing another ambot kind of like how I did my corpse grinders, or something similar. So it feels like maybe it was an ambot that worked within the protein facilities of Necromunda. And so I'm thinking of that. But yeah, one will look like regular, heavy construction type of equipment. And I was thinking of another one doing it more like I've seen some heavy equipment. Let me see if I can do a quick Google search here, where basically it's a lime green. Now I don't know if that is heavy construction equipment. There we go. Yeah, I've seen some where, they're orange. They're a bright orange. I've seen some I thought that were like a green, like a lime green almost. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, there's orange and there's a golden yellow. Deer has golden yellow as well as cat. Let's see if I can find a picture of something that's, or maybe it's something else I'm thinking of that has that lime green color. Oh, cat has a green as well. Interesting. But a bright orange I thought would actually be pretty cool too for doing an ambot, doing it in an orange. Of course, being all rusty and weathered and everything like that, right? Because they're supposed to be old, bits of equipment. But I like the idea of doing a golden yellow, not so bright yellow, like a lemon yellow. It's more of a golden yellow, right? It's got that slight orange hue to it. I thought that would be kind of fun. Okay, I guess I'm wrong, or maybe it's in different countries they have the different colors. I don't know. But it seems to be orange and yellow. I guess because obviously you want it, bright so people can see it, right? But yeah. Let me see it here. Oh man, I went pretty far in my Google search here. Let's go with colors. No, not color. Yeah, I'm like, somebody's gonna have to point me in the direction because I thought for sure that there was green ones. Yeah. Dark Commission. I haven't played a computer game for nearly 20 years, but I like the look of the games like EVE Online. Yeah, I've never played Eve. I've never played it. I know that's been around forever, but I've never played it. Aaron Seach, get the beads out. Show us some Eldar titty. Get the beads out? What kind of beads are we talking, Aaron? Like pearls? It's like that Family Guy where Quickmar is pulling out the beads. We all know what I'm doing. Anyway. Goes to Starman Deluxe. Was just messing around with the Eldar mod, but I'd be surprised if there aren't mods to give everything big boobs. Boobs? Boobs? Mad Mock, like bitch hugs. Bitch hugs. Bitch hugs. Coma. Hey guys, I finally got time to watch the show live. Well, welcome, Coma. Is it Kubota? Has green machines. Really? Kubota. Okay, I'm gonna look that up right now. Kubota machines. Because I've often talked about, where we borrow our give me a red race car. What the fritz? Let's try equipment. Heavy, or maybe we should be heavy equipment. I'm showing Kubota as orange, dark orange. Or is that what you were talking about? I thought you were talking about the color, like the green color scheme. Has those green machines. Yeah, they have green machines, right? No, not a lawnmower. I'm seeing a lawnmower here. No, that's Kubota. No, I want Kubota. Kubota? No, it's still the same damn thing. God dang it. God dang it. Okay, wait, let's try heavy equipment. Heavy. Anyway, as I was saying, I often recommend, going to real world examples for, your color schemes and inspiration for color schemes, right? And for a lot of heavy equipment, it is this yellow or orange. And I think thousands and thousands of years in the future, I still think that will still be the trend. That humans, as long as we still see in this color spectrum, we'll still need vehicles, especially, colored in such a fashion that we subconsciously, obviously, equate them to other things, right? For example, like healthcare and stuff like that, we often imagine white. Police services, at least in North America, they're often a black and white, or even a dark blue and white, right? Fire engines, fire trucks, right? Often a bright red, And of course, construction equipment is often yellow or this dark orange. But I thought for sure I've seen green. I'm sorry, I looked up Kubota and all I'm seeing is green machinery. Maybe it's a European thing. Greens show up. Maybe. C.W. Kreiner, any suggestions for which basing texture paint that would have a terracotta color? The Mars one. What the hell's the Mars color called? Martian Iron Earth. Martian Iron Earth. That has a terracotta. Because terracotta, you might have a different impression of terracotta than I have. But terracotta typically is clay, right? It's a red clay. And yeah, that's typically what we refer to as terracotta, right? Like the terracotta roof tiles, they're often a brown red, orangey brown red, right? It's terracotta. It's the color we often associate. It's a clay color. So, but yeah, Martian Iron Earth is that color. And that should work just fine. And you can, of course, lay a dark brown, or you can even lay a dark red and then apply that. And that will crackle. That's a crackle medium. But otherwise, doing a terracotta color, you can just find whatever terracotta color you like, lay sand down, base it in terracotta, and give it a slight dry brush in whatever colors you like to dry brush or highlight in terracotta colors, and just go that route. You could also take your favorite terracotta color and add crackle medium to it and create your own, terracotta crackle medium to base, There's also texture acrylics that have pumice in them, and it's pretty much a similar thing to the basing technicals, and you can create your own colors and do your own thing like that as well. all ideas. Coma, AK Interactive Texture Paste is without color and can be mixed with all colors. Yeah, exactly. Well, AK I know produces that. I know Liquitex and Golden, they have texture pastes, which is just a pumice in them, and it's the same thing as the technical paints. Ka King 555, Ultimate Apocalypse is a good mod. Ultimate Apocalypse, yeah, that's it. I've never tried it. I know people told me all the time, especially when we were doing more game nights a few years back, and I know a lot of people were telling me to get the Apocalypse mod, and I never got around to it. Aaron Siege, Kris, are you planning on backing the Relic Blade Kickstarter? No, I didn't even know about it. Send me the link. Send me the link for it. I'm sure Sean probably posted on Facebook or whatever, but I don't usually. I try not to sit too much on social medias and stuff like that. Honestly, and I highly recommend this for a lot of you. Get off the social medias, or consciously limit the amount of time you spend on that stuff. It's rotting your brain, and it's so polarizing that it's affecting people's brainwaves. And we need to just kind of obviously reconnect with actual people. And the best way to do that is just shut your device off and, actually talk to people. Talk to your family. Talk to your siblings. Talk to your mom. Talk to your dad. Talk to your sister, your brother, your grandpa. You know what I mean? Like, your friends. Go out. Don't worry about what the hell's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all bullshit anyway. Michael Wellner, an M-bot whose job was to work in the sausage factory of Necromunda. I think you need to look up black pudding camouflage schemes. Is that a thing? Or am I being duped again? Because there's some of these things that people just send to me, and it's especially Ghost of Starman. That kid's going to get a punch in the nose because he always gets me. Oh, is that what we're talking about? Okay, well, I don't know if that's actually... Okay, I just got camo schemes. Oops, shit. I didn't mean to click that. I just got regular camo schemes going on. They're just kind of... Or were you making a joke? Were you making a joke? I get jokes. Sometimes I get jokes. I didn't know if that was... But anyway... Yeah, I don't know if I'd go really gory like I did with the rest of my corpse grinders. I probably would get maybe some kind of splooching up on the feet kind of thing, and maybe up on his saw blades. But I don't know if I'd go super gory like I did a few of them, like the guy with the saw. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. Because you imagine, he's whipping that saw around and there's freaking gore all over it. Anyway. Coma. There should be several of the Chinese brands of heavy machines that are the mint green. I'll post pics in the Discord for you, Kris. Yeah, post pics, man. Let me see. Let me have a look at Discord. I don't see anything in Discord. Oh. You posted the bloody butcher corn. That's corn. That's actually natural corn. That's how corn, for thousands of years, that's how corn looked. They often refer to it as Indian corn. But that's how corn, and in fact, corn is one of those foods that we all take for granted, and is, it's genetically modified. Anytime we alter a plant, it's genetically modified. Even if you splice, you cut it at the stem and you splice another plant into it, and you get a new plant, that's genetically modifying plants. And humans have been doing that for thousands of years, since humans created agriculture. And corn is one of those interesting ones that it doesn't grow very well without human intervention. And which is kind of interesting because that means that it's one of those plants that have been cultivated for millennia upon millennia. And it's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's natural corn. It often gets referred to as Indian corn. Go Starman Deluxe, Martian Iron Earth, yeah, or Iron Crust if you want to be extra crackly. Michael Wellner, Kubota, red. It's red? Yeah. In North America, I don't know where you are, Michael, but yeah, North America, typically fire engines are red, and construction equipment, at least around these parts, is often yellow. You sometimes see it orange, but I've only ever really seen yellow. And I was passing by a construction site and I saw the cats, and I was thinking of actually taking some pictures of how the rust looks on, on the equipment, but I'm sure I can just, Google that and find some interesting reference pictures and such. But again, it's all about reference. Like when you're thinking of a color scheme and, you want to do something different for your models and you're kind of like, I want to do something. Look to the outside world for your inspiration. Don't look at other people's paint jobs. Don't look, at other things. Come up with your own solutions. And, I often look to the real world when I'm looking for inspiration for, color schemes and stuff like that. And so I was thinking Ambot because it's a heavy piece of equipment. And I was thinking, painting it like a cat, like cat equipment. So it's got basically what I'm thinking is that his legs and arms will predominantly be yellow, like a golden yellow. And the upper portion of his carapace will be, and probably his head will be black. And then I'm probably going to work out probably like some numbers on it as well. And of course, yes, there will be the obligatory chevrons and hazard markings and such. So there'll be that stuff as well. John J, late to the game. Hey monkeys, hey. The wannabe painter Dom, or is it .com? John Deere has some green on their farmers equipment. Yeah, farmers equipment, and maybe that would be a kind of interesting play because if I do one Ambot as like he's supposed to be part of, like because my corpse grinders, I did them like they were kind of healthcare workers, right? I did them in whites with mint green armor. Because I wanted the blood to splatter and, look really, contrasty on them, right? And I was thinking of just doing pure mint green on them, but then that felt kind of boring, and I was thinking of pure white. And basically, I also was looking at World Eaters from 30K, and because they're white armor with a bit of blue on their shoulder pads, and that always looks fantastic with that blood and grimes on their armor and everything like that, and that looks really fantastic. And so I want to do that for the corpse grinders because you really want to bring forth that bloody aspect of them, right? And so I thought that'd be just a lot of fun. That's why I went with it. And so for an Ambot who works in those those mulching facilities, I thought that'd be kind of fun too. Just do one that looks like he should be with, because if I can, I bought them because I like the models, and I didn't realize that you can include them right into the gang. This is part of the gang, and I'm like, well, now I got them. I might try and weasel one in. It'd be kind of hilarious because having another brute, something because the corpse grinders in the game don't have a lot of protection against shooting, although they kind of do. Like the butcher has some really good one because basically you have to test every time you want to shoot at him or charge him, whereas like the regular grunts, the skinners, you have to test when you want to charge them. And so with an Ambot I wanted something that could take some bullets, right, and get shot at, because the corpse grinders are getting shot to pieces every time we're in the bigger scenarios. I've got to really kind of hide and find nooks and crannies and stuff, and it's challenging, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Terra Cotta, say his name and he appears. Aaron Seach, yeah, social medias are really garbage right now. Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, like it what it does is it ends up exacerbating social anxiety about things. And all it does, it should create more awareness, and it does, but it also gives platform to things that shouldn't be platformed or don't have to be platformed. And I've talked about this one in the past, that anybody who can spout a crazy ass idea can. And just because you can throw something out there into the universe, it doesn't mean you should. Only really crazy people end up doing that, and they often go unchecked on those things. And and of course you can also spread a lot of disinformation through social medias, what I mean, because everybody's in their little bubbles as far as what information they're absorbing, and it's not good. It's not good. Cyclone, people are so disconnected now. It's sad. Yeah. Imagine how humans have never been so connected and information flowing so freely, and yet, so many rights are trampled upon, and so many people are so disconnected and dispassionate towards each other. It's really something. It's I have no idea what to call this. Mike Grimshaw, I agree with you, Kris. Ever since this thing started, Facebook has gone downhill with people attacking each other and chasing conspiracy theories. Right. Well, again, that's that bubble everybody's in, right? And because of the way the algorithm works, if you like certain things, then it feeds you more of what you like. And so you only get what you like, and you don't get conflicting opinions. So if you are, say, for example, somebody who, leans on the left side of things, you don't get to hear the other side of the story. And it's very important, especially when you're dealing with, policies and stuff like that, that you should be looking at both sides and hearing both sides. And it is very polarizing. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but it's very true that, when you're only being fed, sugar and, spice, and you know what I mean? And you're not hearing the other side of the argument, that, you know what I mean? And you need to hear both sides, and, sometimes one or the other sounds crazier than the other, but, you do have to pay attention to that kind of stuff, because you have to know what's going on. And sometimes it takes a bit of empathy. And that's where things are lacking, the empathy to hear the other side's argument. Even though it might be kind of absurd, you still need to hear it and try to understand why they think a certain way. Either case, you know what I mean? And what it is it's a lack of empathy. And because we're so disconnected that we cannot empathize with the other side, whatever side you happen to think you are on, or even being, cushioned into. And it's no good. It's no good. And the algorithm was created to commercialize your input. Because if you like certain things, well, then they're going to sell you certain things. And you know what I mean? And it's no good. It's no good. Coma. Sorry, the name of the green ones are Belko. Belko? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Belko? I'm going to try and copy and paste that. Belko. But you said you put it up in Discord, right? So I'm going to have a look here. Belko equipment. There we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's like a mint green. Almost like a turquoise I'm looking at. At least on my screen. Here, let me see if I can switch screens here. Yeah. Like I'm looking at, like, say, this guy right here. That almost looks like a turquoise. Hello, we're going to load here. Potato quality. Yeah. It's almost like a turquoise. Very, very interesting. Well, thank you, Belko. Yeah, if you post that link, Coma, yeah, I'll definitely give it a look and have a see. But yeah, they do produce yellow equipment, but they also produce this mint green. I wonder why they do that. Why would the same company produce other colors, right? Anyway, all right. Sorry, I'm looking at color schemes and stuff like that. I'm getting ideas now. Getting ideas on colors. But thank you, Coma, for finding the right thing there. Because I know I've seen, like, other colors, like, other than the yellow, and apparently orange. Apparently it's quite prominent as well. Nathaniel, greetings, Kris and fellow monkeys. Episode 299, social media makes you batshit crazy. It does. It definitely does. Fire Drag 18, sup, people? Sup? Ghost Starman, distant cackling. Distant cackling. Michael Wellner, no pudding till you eat the meat. Coma, I have now posted the pics for you in Discord. Okay, cool. Let me have a quick look here. Discord? Ah, yes. Very good. Thank you, Coma. Oh, yeah, there is a bright green one, too. Yeah, these ones here are kind of that turquoisey color. I like that as well. In fact, maybe I will do one ambot like that. In that kind of minty green turquoisey color. Yeah. I like that. Because that way, because on that color scheme, rust and things will look very striking because of the brown orange, right? And that'll play with the turquoise color, because the turquoise color is kind of a blue green. Although this looks more, at least on my screen, how I'm seeing it, it looks very almost baby blue, but you can see it's got the hints of green to it. It's not quite a blue. It's blue. Yeah, blue. And yeah, you can see there's a slight tinge of green to it. So very, very cool. Thank you, Koma, for sharing that. I am definitely going to be inspired by that, and I think one of the Ambots is going to get colored like that. And I think that will be the one that I will imagine was part of the corpse grinders, like he was working in, the pulping facilities. James Kent. Oh, corn, not corn. Corn, not corn, but corn, right? We're talking about corn, but not corn, but corn. Got you. Fire Drink 18, aren't most our produce GMO? Yes, definitely. Yeah, most of the things, even before genetically modified was a bad word, most of produce that has been, cultivated in the last 1,000 years is genetically modified. We've modified plants, we've modified animals, we've modified plants. I mean, these are all things, that humans have done to suit particular needs. You can argue the ethics of it all till you're blue in the face, but it is what it is, and we've benefited from it for centuries. So, Fire Drink 18, seedless fruit sounds like the work of the devil to me. Well, that does sound kind of bad, right? But I mean, seedless fruit, is so good. I mean, like seedless grapes. I love seedless grapes, man. I could just plop them back and just go to town. John J. Can I get a hell yeah? My AK Interactive streaking effects just came in the mail. Let's go streaking. Let's go streaking. Let's go streaking through the quad. Come on, we're going streaking. And oh, jeez, almost spilled my tea. Michael Wellner, Ozzy. Oh, okay, Ozzy. The fruit and the veggie we grow now, nothing like the wild food of origin, let alone the last 500 years. Imagine 40,000 years from now, no leaf stem, just root and fruit and multiply. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, who knows what 40,000 years of agriculture will produce, right? Especially since now you can unlock the specifics of the genetic code, right? John J. Back when I was a kid, we had the first social media. It was called Outside. Dr. Santos, I'm late to the party, but I'm here. Hello, monkeys and Lord. Hello. Cyclone. Oh, people are pretty passionate toward each other. Passionately hateful. Yeah. Seems that way these days. Seems that way. Aaron Seach, Relic Blade Kickstarter goes live June 1st. It's for the new 2-player starter, all models and tokens. Oh, really? Well, I would definitely pay attention to that. Yeah. Just send me the link, Aaron. Send me the link. David Brunfeld, sorry everyone, should agree with me at all times. Okay, well, everyone's got to agree with David now, apparently. Heretic Scott, hey monkeys, what we doing? What I miss? How many tangents has Kris gone off on? Tangents? Not too many yet, I think. I don't know. Fire Drake says, I agree with David. Matthew Perez, does Tamiya cement work on metal? Just ran out of super glue and I got this stuff working great on the Terminators, but I am drilling and magnetizing right now. No, plastic cement does not work with metals, pewters, or anything like that. No. Plastic cement only works with styrene plastic. I don't even think it works very well with like resins. And resins are technically plastics, but they're different. You got all sorts of different freaking plastics, right? And plastic cement, which is essentially just like an acetone, it melts styrene plastic. That's why it's a good bonder, because it melts, right? It's like welding, heat. 2 pieces of metal, heat, bonds them, So, yeah. To my knowledge, Tamiya cement does not work on metals. I've tried at one point. The best one is obviously CA glue. If you ran out, I would go pick up more. Another one would be like contact cement. Contact cement is different because it's like a rubberizer, and it's like silicone almost, but it's not silicone. It's, I don't even know what the hell it is, plastic cement or contact cement. Contact cement. That's the one I'm talking about. I don't know. Is the Tamiya cement that same thing? Because I know What do I got here? I got the ultra thin cement, and this is like an acetone product, and I was just using this on the anvils because there's like little hoses and stuff. So I just loosely use because I often use plastic cement, liquid cement. I often use this stuff for styrene plastic kits, and this stuff's great. It's just an acetone product. I mean, any of them are pretty good, but the Tamiya extra thin, I like it because it's got this like little fine brush on the end of it, and that works out really, really well. Getting into those little nooks and crannies, and just getting a little bit of glue into just a little point, and all it does is it melts the plastic. That's all it's doing. It's not like it's like a glue, like CA glue cures because it grabs on one part and grabs on the other part and holds it together, but it's a middleman holding those two parts together, versus plastic cement, which is actually melting the plastic and creating that bond, which is going to give you a far stronger bond, which is why for plastic kits I always advise people to use plastic cement or whatever it is, but it's an acetone product which melts the styrene plastic, and that gives you a far superior bond over CA superglue, right? Because like I said, superglue is a middleman, and you shouldn't be using it for your plastic kits, because anybody who's done plastic kits and done entirely CA glue knows that if you drop it, it just boink, and the parts shatter and pieces go everywhere. Because when CA glue, especially if you use a lot of CA glue, it becomes very, very brittle. It's very strong and holds pieces together, but it's not it's not the best. Bone Ripper. Good day to you, Kris and chat. Hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is well as well. Well. James of Kent, social media is great for the hobby. Facebook took me to Tabletop Minions. Found you through Uncle Adam. Sure. For finding information, sure. The internet is fantastic for the information. But it's when you get into social media that you get into these algorithms, because now that you search that, and anybody else who is into that, you'll get connected with. And connecting with people, it's fine. Finding information, it's fine. But it's when you are engaging with so many different things, right? And you'll probably notice it very often when you go to a website and you looking up, you go to Walmart.com. Then all of a sudden you notice your Facebook feed is full of Walmart ads. You go to Amazon, and then all of a sudden you're getting a bunch of Amazon ads. You know what I mean? Like, because all this stuff is tracked and quantified, and it's put into the algorithm that's watching you and your habits, because it's trying to make a better shopping experience. You're basically a consumer. And remember, on Facebook, you are the commodity. You are not the customer. Facebook's not looking to do you any favors. You are the commodity. They're selling your information to other companies so that they can get better advertising, because that's how they're making money, because it's all designed around the advertising. Facebook is not about helping you and making a better experience for you. It's about making a better experience for the advertisers and the people who are trying to sell you crap. That's what Facebook's all about. So don't think that Facebook is, about protecting your rights or anything like that. That's not what it's for. It's not what it was built for. So Facebook is not your friend. It's just a platform. It's like YouTube. It's like Twitter. It's all about watching your spending habits, getting that information so that they can sell that information to advertisers, people who want to sell you shit, Walmart, Amazon, and then they make better commercials for you. That's it. That's all it is. Terpene profile. Hello, friends. Hello, Kris. Hello. Michael Wellner. Colors equals contract OH and S. I don't follow that. Bone Ripper. If you don't eat your meat, laddie, you won't get your pudding. Scottish accent. Should have did the Scottish accent first, so that I would have. If you don't eat your meat, laddie, you won't get your pudding. The Grand Wombat. GMOs are the future, honestly. GMOs is the past as well as the future. Genetically modifying our produce and the animals we consume and all that. It's already been a factor. You know what I mean? Like, the tools in which we implement these changes has changed, yes, but genetically modifying plants and animals to suit our needs has already been a factor for millennia. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Cairns will be like GMO bad, and then own a pug or a sausage dog, etc. Right, exactly. Dogs, right? Cats. They're all genetically modified. Those are all genetically modified. Yes, exactly. Michael Wellner, yes, marrow bone grinder. The bone grinder. The bones. Grand Wombat, with CRISPR, we can do some amazing things far faster than the previous techniques. Drought resistance is a particular interest. Right. I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do with with CRISPR, because CRISPR allows for really specific gene modding, right? But I mean, humans have been doing it for years, for centuries, for thousands of years. Like I said, corn. Natural corn is the multicolored corn. That's what corn for thousands of years looked like, and then started modifying it and went for that yellow. Same with there's all sorts of stuff. Almost everything we eat is genetically modified, and it has been that way since the original days. Like celery and all these plants that we consume all the time. We went for specific breeds of celery over other ones, and then tailored them so that only those specific traits, just like dogs, animals, cattle, chickens, all these things. Everything is genetically modified. Even the human beings themselves are genetically modified. We're constantly changing our own genome. Like, it's all change. Tony Syphilis. Hey Kris, have you ever painted something in the style of John Blanche, specifically heavily weathered and grimdark? It's an aesthetic that I'm really falling in love with. In style of John Blanche? Not really, no. No. Same with like a lot of other painters. I mean, early on in my miniature painting, obviously I was very inspired by Mike McVeigh's painting, but because he was creating the painting guides for the models and everything like that. So as far as painting styles, it was primarily Mike McVeigh that influenced a lot of my painting, because he was the one who was obviously producing the painting guides at the time. And as time has gone on, I mean, I've seen other painters and stuff like that do different styles, and did they really influence? Not really. I thought they were really cool, and but I mean, as far as, because again, I mean, I don't get really worked up about the painting aspect too heavily. I'm kind of past that point where I really care about painting competitions or anything like that. I'm what I mean, like, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about being the best painter in the world. Just not. It's not something that factors in. I don't really care. And for the last almost 10 years, I've been acting as a painting instructor, and making sure that I have all the right information and having correct information and good information is what concerns me. And having the practical knowledge in painting, as far as demonstrating techniques and different materials and how different materials interact, and what I mean. And basically, this show, which I've been doing since 2013, has just been answering your questions and helping you guys become better painters and become more informed painters. And and of course, yes, I go off on tangents all the time, and this show is kind of that as well. This show is really just kind of about myself, really. It's just just kind of knowing the painter kind of thing, right? And so but otherwise, doing a John Blanche style painting, no, it's not something that's intrigued me. It's a very distinct style, and painting like Richard Gray, he's a fantastic painter. Am I interested in painting like him? No, I'm not. Is there things in his particular style that I would interest me? Yes, definitely. But it's just like anybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's I'm just more interested in the actual technical aspects of things and how things are achieved rather than the style and the overarching style of what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like the actual finish of their models. Like, do I want to paint Space Marines like any particular artist? No, not really. You know, I just don't care. I don't care. I'm kind of past it. I don't care. You know, I paint models how I want them to look and what I'm happy with, and also because I also game with my pieces as well, so that is also a factor as well. Because a lot of artists who are creating really fabulous paint jobs, they're not gaming, and you know they've spent a great deal of time honing their particular style and the particular craft and the particular materials in which they work with, and that requires a great deal of time. Dabbling within all sorts of painting styles, sure, as an exploration, as a way of learning and exploring material and technique, sure, go for it, right? But yeah, no. But anyway, where am I? Cyclone. The one point Kris made about never being challenged on your beliefs is the real issue. Just being fed what you want to hear isn't totally healthy. It's comfy though. It definitely, and that's why so many people stay within their little bubbles, right? And you know, and so many people resist so hard to information from either side, right? One side is getting safe information, or they're really into you know, whatever's right. And I mean, that's all they get. And so then and it starts to skew your vision of the world, and you only start to see, you know what I mean? Like, it's like imagining you always have sunglasses on and you see the world through these tinted lenses, and you only see things, you look at the world and it's comfy. When realistically, when you take that lens off, the sun is very, very bright. Colors are very different. Everything's illuminated. Yes, it's going to cause you pain for a moment. But once you've taken those sunglasses off and seen the world for what it really is, do you start to appreciate and realize and see the beauty in everything? Then, but right now, everybody is wearing sunglasses, indoors, outdoors, whatever. And it is, and we've come full circle again. It is like they live. You put on, but it's the opposite. You put the sunglasses on to see the truth, but realistically, right now, everybody is wearing the sunglasses, and everybody needs to take the sunglasses off and see everything for what everything is. That's really what it is. That's what it is. It is what it is, and that's what it is. Heretic Scott. As a Scot, I found that accent horrifying, Kris. Yeah, that was. Come on. Of course, it was awful. It turned Irish at the end. Did it? Yeah, it kind of did. So if I talked to more Scots or Irish, I mean, I would definitely pick up the accent. I'm actually pretty good at, like, for example, like when I went over to the UK, I was watching a lot of cinema and shows and stuff like that to get an ear for the accents, so that when I got there, I wasn't like, somebody says something to me and I'm like, huh, what? I didn't quite get that. Of course, you know, I mean, like, you know, I didn't get a lot of, I didn't listen to a lot of Scottish accents or a lot of Irish accents. I was listening to a lot of English accents. And, you know, I was doing a bit of studying there because, you know, obviously I was going to be spending my time in Nottingham, and, you know, I wanted to get an ear for the language and, you know, yeah, just acclimatize a bit, right? Anyway, man, I don't even know where I am in this chat. George Hints, also people and selected breeding. Right. That's what I was talking about earlier. Matthew Perez. Got 3 dogs, Mutt Mutt Lab, Pit Mix, and a Husky. Fight me on genetic modification is BS. Love my hellhounds, though. Fight me on genetic Yeah, but all of those animals are genetically modified. A Husky is genetically modified. A Pit Bull is genetically modified. And a Mutt Mutt even Lab is a genetically modified animal. Because humans have been domesticating dogs for ages because they used to be wolves. And wolves have a particular look. A husky is not a wolf. Huskies have similar traits to a wolf, but they're modified from the original stock of wolf. or whatever animal canine that was. You know what I mean? Humans have been modifying animals and plants for ages. Old Man Logan, right. But not all GMO is equal. When scientists are isolating a gene in a lab and inserting it into an organism that could not occur otherwise, there is an issue. An example would be isolating an animal gene and inserting it into a plant. No, that's some crazy sci-fi shit. What I'm talking about, though, is a common thing, is where they'll cut the stalk of like an apple tree and insert a lemon. And then all of a sudden, those lemons take on traits of apples. That's a very common practice, and that's been done for ages. The tools in which now they can selectively do things, yes, has changed. For ages, it was simple cut or, take a particular breed of animal and have it mate with the other one. And, yes, those tools were different. Today's age, the 21st century, yes, we can selectively go in, look at the gene, and pull and insert. But it's essentially the same process. The only thing is that the time scale has changed and the tools have changed. But modifying plants and animals to suit our needs, humans have been doing it. This entire planet have been doing it for millennia. The tools, yes, have changed. But the tools have changed for almost every aspect of human civilization. Even social media, we don't even know how this is affecting us, good or bad. Who knows? But we know that we have been modifying things for ages, And when people throw around, this is the one that really fucking pisses me off, is when people start throwing around, well, this is organic. Everything's fucking organic. Stop using that fucking word like it's a goddamn selling point. People bought into this hippie bullshit, and everything's organic. You know what I mean? You got to be a little bit more specific than that, right? And so, no, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's a selling point, and that's all it is. Is the hippies? Their movement failed, and they all became the yuppies, and that's why the 80s was so goddamn corrupt, and they basically bought and sold everything, even their ideologies. That's all bullshit. Cyclone, we wouldn't be here without genetically modified food and animals. No, exactly. Michael Wellner, occupational health and safety requires to get work visibility color. Right, yes. Right, like a color that's very distinct. I got you. And so, the mint green, it's just because it's very distinct. I mean, why not go with chroma key green? You know what I mean? The green that you see for green screening. Why not just make equipment that? Because that's a very unnatural green. That green does not exist in nature. And so why not just have all, equipment be that striking green? Of course, it would be hilarious on filming or pictures, and they show the equipment and it's you got the shovel floating in the air, and I can just think of all sorts of crazy crap you can do with that kind of thing. Anyway, the Gim super chat $5 engine war. Red Mars gives you wings. Eldar still suck. Thanks, Gim. Thanks for actually throwing that money my way, and then and then saying yeah, Eldar suck. Thank you, Gim. Thank you for grounding everything, by the way. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Things like plugs annoy you. Things like pugs annoy me particularly, since many people say animals shouldn't be G-modded because it's inhumane, but we've been selectively breeding those animals to a point where they can't breathe properly. Right, exactly. But the whole idea of pets and things like that, owning animals, that's an outdated concept as well. Don't get me started on that shit, because owning pets, and yes, I have a dog, which makes me a huge hypocrite, sure. But owning pets and animals and stuff like that, yes, you can't, that's akin to slavery, having pets. You know what I mean? In that kind of thinking, in that line of thinking, you're only one or two steps away from legitimizing owning people again. You know what I mean? So if we think that we can own life, but again, that also falls in part to owning land. How do you own land? You can't own land. Does it obey your command? Does land obey you? No, it doesn't. So how can you own something that you can't control, right? Because that's what owning something is you can control it. Same with like when people say you can own, like, or when you own your children, right? Your children are your property. Like, human people are not property. Lives aren't property. You can't own a life. How can, you know what I mean? Like, you can barely control your own body. You don't control your own body functions. So how can you even control another human being, another life form? You can't. You're not meant to. It's a fallacy to even think these things, and it's poisonous to the human thinking, and human evolution has gone off the rails as far as that's concerned. So again, no. Anyway, Benshun super chat 500 yen. Up the dwarves and buy a pot of paint on me. Well, thank you, Benshun. Thank you. Dark Commission, my guttural voice and Nottinghamshire accent make me sound like a Neanderthal. It's a wonder you could understand me at all. Kris, yeah. No, that's what I did, man. I tried to get the ear for that accent so that when I was talking with people, I wasn't constantly going, huh, what, huh, and looking like a damn foreigner, right? But you know, Chick High super chat. Jeez Louise, 10 British pound. Got a like from you in Necromunda Terrain Makers group on Facebook. Shallow dopamine hits aside. That was quite an accolade and came as quite the surprise. Keep up the good work. Love your content. Well, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, I mean, like, I recently joined that group and I've been so inspired by so many people creating so many fantastic things in that group. Holy crap. If you are a fan of Necromunda, get in on that Necromunda Terrain Makers group because, man, there's so many crazy people in there making so many crazy things. It's unbelievable. Like, and the thing I really enjoy is people are taking like the pre-made stuff and making really great things. And they're also taking stuff like back, like old school, like taking just garbage and making stuff. And I love that because I can appreciate that stuff because I used to do that crap way back in the day as well. I used to just take garbage, right? When you got a brand new TV and it came with all sorts of styrofoam, guess what that was? That was new terrain. So, yeah. Anyway. Well, thank you. Chick Ha. Anyway, thank you very much. Old Man Logan, that is correct, but that is not what has been done in all cases these days. Like you say, do some research on it. Comparing the slicing stocks is not the same. It is modifying the plant. So genetically modifying a plant is still modification. We're still modifying. We're going to nitpick about semantics? Like, no, it's the tools have changed, but the goal is still the same. So what is our goals? Right? That's what I'm saying. Cock King, and everything is contaminated. There is nothing organic. Well, it's all organic. Like everything, like, yes, of course, yes, there's pesticides and shit like that and everything, you know, how we're all going about it. Yes, it's all wrong. What is the problem? What the problem is the mass consumption of said vegetables and animals. Why are we burning down forests to create land for livestock? It's because of the mass consumption. That is the problem. And why are we in this process of mass consumption? It is greed. It is corporate and human greed. That is the problem, which is why in the past I have said many, many times that if you could cut something out of the human heart, it would be greed. And that would alleviate a lot of our problems. That would alleviate a lot, but unfortunately, it's not, you know, if we can genetically modify something, let's genetically modify humans to not want more than what they need. Let's do that. If we can genetically modify something, let's genetically modify humans to remove greed, the need to want more than what they need. It's very, very simple. These are very, very simple things. Like, see, we have this thing where we want to look and put band-aid solutions on problems rather than look at the root problem. And that's everything. And unfortunately, people out there who have a lot to gain on polarizing issues rather than looking at the root problem. And the root problem is greed. And it's in every human, myself, you, everybody out there, to want more than what you need. And that's it. It's as simple as that. James of Kent, episode 299, hippie bullshit. It is hippie bullshit. The fucking hippies, man, I'm getting me swearing now. Hippies did more damage than they thought they were doing. They did more damage than they thought they were doing. Same with like the idea of Native Americans and all peace loving and in tune with it. That's hippie bullshit. That's hippie bullshit. And you know what I mean? And that got taken as being very true of things. Now, yes, a lot of Native American cultures are very in tune with nature because we live in balance with nature. That is very true. But it was all peace, love, and flowers, and everybody's groovy, and you know what I mean? Like, no, that's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. It's hippie bullshit. It's fantasy. It's romanticizing things, and people took it as like, that's what people are like, man. They're all just cool, and no, we're very open-minded about things, yes. And yes, we are in tune with nature because we know how important the environment is because we're part of the environment. We're not separate from the environment. It's like it's these concepts that we live with. For example, the food chain, okay, or the food pyramid, or humans are the top of the food chain. These are fallacies. These concepts because it creates this notion that we're important. We're not. We're not important. We're part of the same goddamn ecosystem. We're not separate from it. We are part of it. What happens within one affects us. Whatever happens here affects these other things. And so when we start to meddle in all these things, we're actually affecting ourselves. Because we're not separate from it. Again, these are very simple concepts. And, it just kind of freaks me out sometimes. Heretic Scott, on a molecule level, glue is pretty interesting. Some glues work through entering the pores of a material and hardening mechanical adhesion. Superglues react when it makes contact with hydrolyl ions found in water, and Ca molecules link and form chains, eventually forming a super strong mesh. Since basically everything has some quality of water, Ca glue is very versatile. Sure, I'm not saying don't use Ca glue. Ca glue is really great for, resins and metal models and stuff like that. Yeah, Ca glue, I don't know any other way other than using epoxy resins and stuff like that to bond metallic parts together. Ca glue is very good and it's very fast and, it's very efficient. Whereas a lot of epoxy and stuff like that, they often take a long time to cure and, set up and, it's a huge pain, right? So, yeah. But anyway. FireJerk18, hey Kris, is it okay to post a link to my YouTube page in Discord? Well, if it's relevant to our discussions, I know others have wanted to do that as well, and I'm okay with promoting people, but if it's relevant to our discussion, if you're just spamming whatever you're doing in my Discord, that's my job. It's my platform, right? You want your own platform, you got to make your own platform, right? So, if it's relevant to what we're talking about, and yeah, then sure. But if you're doing it just so you can get views, stuff like that, then, I call into question. Michael Wellner, Kris Organics equals clean soil, water, air, forever mate. Organics, yes, but everything is organic. And, it's often just sold as a marketing point. You truly want to help agriculture, buy local. Shop local. Everything, every aspect you can for your milk, your vegetables, your meat. If you can buy local, then do it. And you're helping the local economy. And you're also helping cleaner and stop buying corporate. Stop buying from Walmart. Stop buying from Sobeys and Kroger. And stop buying from them. Shop local. If you truly believe and want to, truly help your environment and everything like that, then it starts in your neighborhood and it starts there. Buy local. For the most part, I buy a lot of the stuff locally. And some stuff, yeah, I buy from Walmart. Because it's cheaper. Because, hey, I'm not made of fucking money. Dr. Xantos, email time? We're getting... Holy crap, it's already after 1. Have I been ranting and raving all this time? I'm sweating. I'm hot. getting hot. I'm getting angry about stuff. You guys are pissing me off about things. I'm generally pissed off. And my tea's starting to get tepid, so I'm kind of that's also getting me worked up as well. Mike Grimshaw, you can't own like a potato man. It's one of Mother Nature's creatures. Homer Simpson, you can't own a potato. You can consume it and integrate it into your body, but you don't own it. Concept of ownership is ridiculous, because where does it stop, right? Because you can't own land. You don't own land. You don't. That concept is very dangerous. It skews our perception of our reality, and that's what it is. Our perception of reality is very skewed. What's up?
Get in the box.
The box. Oh, the box. Gotcha. We're doing house chores today. I'm getting locked in my room. Now it's going to get really warm in here. Anywho. Terpene profile. Greed has been around forever and always be part of the human experience. Sure, but if we can identify it and begin to actively discourage it, then we can change it. We can change it. Definitely. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's lots of things that have been part of the human experience. Violence. You know what I mean? Proving dominance over another man through violence. That was part of human experience for a very long time. We don't really do it today, though, do we? Do we? Right? I don't just simply go up and punch a person in the face. If I wanted to mate with a female in the, in the very, I'm sure, skewed viewership of, if I wanted to mate with a female, I just clunk her in the head with a club and go and have children. I mean, like, we don't do that anymore, do we? Right? So the human behavior, the human experience can change, and it will change, and it will. We're just the middle children of history, as it were. Heretic Scott, oh dear, my chemistry side kind of spewed out there. I love chemistry. If I was to pursue science again, chemistry probably one. I love chemistry. Also physics as well. John J. In the Middle Ages, it was the same thing. The person's wealth was demonstrated at times by the amount of spices in the food they offered visitors. Sure. Old Man Logan, I would argue that much of the GMO today is also based in greed. Monsanto is not modifying food to benefit anyone but their bottom line, and with little consideration of how modified food might affect us at a physiological level. Oh, definitely. Again, it's greed. That's why we're slashing down rainforests to make way for cattle. We don't need all that beef. We don't, right? Because think about how much food and shit gets wasted at Walmart and McDonald's. We don't need it. It's not necessary. Remember a few weeks back, and I was talking about like with this pandemic and everything and this whole economic collapse. I think it's inevitable. The system of greed is like a house of cards. It's flimsy as shit. It's going to collapse. Everything that we hold dear is bullshit, and certain things need to go away, and these big corporate giants and these mass consumption outlets need to go away. And when we're talking about getting real about these things, yeah, you need to shop local. You really want to be part of making effective change. Start shopping locally. Otherwise, you're full of shit, and you're kidding yourself. Yes, it is tough to be responsible, but you know what? You can cut a lot of the bullshit out of your life as well, in other aspects, not just food. How we consume, Anywho. Michael Wellner, weld. Do you use any small soldering iron? No, I don't. Actually, soldering is one of those skills that I dabbled in back in high school. I enjoyed it. I did welding way back in the day too, when I was doing machine work and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't done soldering in a very long time, and it's a skill that I have let the dust and cobwebs gather, and I really, would like to, because I would definitely like to up my LED game as far as models are concerned. There's so many guys that I'm seeing on YouTube and stuff that inspire me. They're heavy into the LEDs. Like one guy I watched, he did a what was it, a 1/400 scale Enterprise D, and it was cast in clear resin, and he had the freaking LEDs so that they lit up when he did the phaser. They went the full length of the ring of the saucer section, and I thought that was just freaking amazing. Like that's the kind of crap that gets me fired up, and I'm like, man, I would love to, build my knowledge as far as working with LEDs and, modeling like that, because so much. I'm sorry, folks, I'm turning my fan on. It's gonna get a little noisy, but it's freaking warm. I got my candle going too. I got cinnamon bun roasting. I love the smell. Cinnamon buns. I mean, because I can't. Whoop! Shit! Drop my phone. I can't really eat as much sugar as I used to because obviously the diabetes and stuff. Again, that's another one. Sugar. So much sugar in our food today. Holy crap! And fructose. Really, the fructose is our enemy, and that's really one of the root problems. Pop, soda, that stuff, right? So much, and because it's also a preservative, and so sugar is in everything, and that's why diabetes is so rampant in especially in Western civilization, because we're consuming more than we need. We're consuming way more calories than we need. Why? Right? Because it's being shoveled down our face, and it's so comfortable and so easy, and it's because it's made so affordable. That's why these foods are everywhere, unless you make the conscious decision to make the change. Otherwise, you're just cattle, and you're just a consumer. You're also the commodity, right? Just like Facebook, you're just a commodity. You're not the customer. You're the product. Anyway, where am I? Yeah, we better get to an email soon. Holy crap! Time is 1:23. 1:23. But anyway, man, I don't even know where the hell I am. Ghost Star Ducks. Nope. Proper welding torch like you used in the workshop. Might lose some of the details, but the bond is the best you could get. Yeah, just start melting the plastic. Yeah. David Brunfeld, pissing Kris off is our job. Well, I mean, being pissed off about stuff is not a bad thing, because that means that that it disagrees with you and is challenging you. And that's why when you're trying to work on something, you get angry. It's okay to be angry, because it still means you're human and you still have particular feelings and goals about certain things. It's okay. It's okay to be angry. And in fact, when you're angry, you're more motivated to do something, right? So it's okay to be angry. And in fact, you probably should get angry about things. And that way you'll actually make actual effort to correct or change things. You have to be angry. And we're seeing that a lot right now, especially in the United States right now. We're seeing a lot of anger. A lot. And rightly so. And that's what's going to bring about change. Hopefully for the better. Chick High. If history has proven anything, well, proof is not quite the word I would use, but it'll go full circle. Civilization exists on a knife's edge. Remove power and water for a few days and we'll regress to animals. It will be very chaotic, yes, and there'll be a lot of pain and suffering in those instances, yes. Civilization, yes, our notion of what civilization is flimsy at best, yes. It's agreed upon rules that we just made up, right? The law of the land. Well, we made it up, as humans. Just made it up, These are just fallacies that we tell ourselves to make ourselves comfortable. Again, little bubbles that we live in. Legion, episode 299. Human experience of clubbing has changed. It has, right? I like it. You know what, Legion, you win. Human experience, because that statement is funny on a few levels, and so you win, Legion. You win. Human experience of clubbing has changed. That sentiment is very, very true, and yes, I agree. I concur. Come on. Yeah, Twitch is being really funny. Usually Twitch is pretty darn good. But Twitch is being funny. And not haha funny. Not haha funny. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that. Where's my chat? There it is. So yes, congratulations, Legion. The human experience. So next week, that just got me thinking now. Episode 299. Episode 300. We've got to do something. I guess I should do a giveaway. Or do something, right? Because 300, that's kind of a milestone, right? 300 episodes of this crap. And, yeah. Old Man Logan agreed. Local is ideal. Best way to actually make a difference. It is. Start shopping locally. Not just like the consumer shit you buy, but the real important stuff. Your food, obviously, right? Start there. Even if you still go to Walmart, that's fine. I mean, you know. But as long as if you can still get your eggs locally, your milk locally, your vegetables when they're in season locally, you know, your meat, if you can buy, you know, start talking to your neighbors. If you're friends with neighbors, like we're friends with, like I know almost about at least 2 houses away from me, almost in every direction. I know the people. I've met with them. I talk with them. I see them. I can have conversations with them. You know what I mean? I'm friends with my neighbors across the street. You know what I mean? Like, and getting in on, like, say when they're doing a cow, right? And they're slaughtering an animal, and going in on an order of beef. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't need a whole cow, because you'll most likely end up wasting a bunch of it if you just bought a cow yourself and had it slaughtered and, you know, got all the meat. But if you can do it for, you know, the winter and share it between houses, you know what I mean? And, you know, you have plenty of beef, and especially if you know the kind of amount of food that you're consuming, and you know that, you know, you're going to use up all that beef, you know. But if you think, we're probably only eat maybe this much, so let's go in with this family, and, you know, let's go in with that family, and we'll all, you know, have a cow together, and, you know, and share the meat across. And that's, you know, again, these are, you know, these are concepts that are really not that foreign. They're foreign to the modern thinking, but these are concepts that people were living by for millennia. So, and these aren't hippy dippy fucking concepts either. It's just common sense. Michael Wellner, I'm a qualified tree surgeon and horticulturist with farming and industrial manufacturing background. Military trained organic method is required or we shall perish. Sure. Old Man Logan, turn that fan up, brother. No need to be suffering for the stream. Yeah. Michael Wellner, you know Green Mechanicum prior to Horus Heresy. The Mechanicum were green beforehand. Yeah. Old Man Logan, these episodes are some of the best. Love the spirited discussion. These conversations make me think more and reconsider my positions. Well, it should always. You should always keep yourself open. And this goes for everybody, and this goes for just about every aspect of our lives. That you should always be open to a challenging opinion, a new idea, because they might be, the way you currently think about something might be incorrect. And you should always be willing to allow evidence to change your mind. Unfortunately, though, the other side, when they say, no, you're wrong, well then please, provide me evidence. Change my mind, please. You know what I mean? Like, give me evidence, convince me otherwise. You know what I mean? Like, provide a convincing argument, not you're stupid, or you're dumb, or because God says so, or, you know what I mean? Like, that's no good. You're not going to convince me of anything. You know what I mean? But if you provide some data, or even anecdotally, you know what I mean? We talked to 100 people and they said this, and I said, well, okay, 100 people, yeah, that's truly what that's saying. And go in and look at those sources and say, oh, you know what? Maybe there's something to it. I might consider it. You know what I mean? Anecdotal is kind of flimsy, but, you know, you might consider it, right? Well, you know, might consider it anecdotally, but realize it's anecdotal, which means there's no evidence, of course, right? But it's anecdotal, so, you know. Whereas if you can go by hard data, then, you know, that's something as well, right? So, yeah. But everybody should always try and be at least that level of open-mindedness that your opinion can change on evidence. Now that will, once you start adopting a more logical type of mindset like that, it will challenge your notions, your current notions of how this world operates and revolves and exists. It will challenge those things. And if you're not ready and not open to those, then that's kind of unfortunate, but hey, such is life. Ghost Star Man Deluxe. Man, I remember episode 200 back when I recently started watching, if I recall. Oh, yeah? You started watching around episode 200? Yeah? Wow. Yeah, so 300. Episode 300. We should do something. I should do something, I guess, is really what it is. You know what? I might be getting hungry, too. I think that's probably why I'm getting kind of overheated here. I'm going to have a couple peanuts. I keep them right here now. Peanut. That's another one. Old Man Logan, Twitch has been flawless for me today. Stream is crystal clear, no lag, no drops. Interesting, okay. Michael Wellner, our plants are our food, our medicine, our connection to the solar deity, our mental health. Our solar deity? Yeah, definitely. Like if we really need a deity to worship, like really, like if that's something that's in the human experience that we need to worship something that's bigger than ourselves, we should just go back to worshiping the sun. Let's just worship the sun. Because one, I can see the sun. Two, I can feel the effects of the sun, right? And that's two physical things that can affect my senses. I can see and I can feel, right? If I had the right ears, I could probably hear the sun, right? In the right conditions, I suppose I probably could taste the sun, right? And we know what the sun does for us. We know what the benefits of the sun are. So, I think we should all just go back to worshiping the sun because it's there. And life would not exist on this planet without it, right? Not to say that the sun is all important, but I mean, if we feel the need that we really should worship something and be thankful to something, let's be thankful to the sun, right? Realistically, we should be thankful for everything, right? Thankful to the earth, thankful to our neighbors, thankful to the sun, everything. We should be thankful for everything. Every day you wake up, you should be thankful. Another day on this planet. Sorry, I'm chewing on penis. Yeah, that's it. You heard me. James of Kent. Any tips on getting green stuff out from under the thumbnail? Typically, I just use, I have a pocket knife, and I usually just run it right under. But yeah, getting actual green stuff, like a 2-part epoxy out of your fingernail, that's annoying. Oftentimes using something like a mineral spirits or even a turpenoid, something like that, that'll help break that down and get it out. Alcohol might as well. Iso alcohol should work as well. It'll break that down and get it out. But I mean, if you're just saying that to be jokeful, or if you're serious, I don't know. But yeah, something like that definitely. But otherwise, just a back end of a blade. I wouldn't use an X-Acto blade just because they're really, really sharp and you could potentially poke yourself. So yeah. Oh man, Logan, let's have a cow together, dude. If you lived in my neighborhood, yeah. We're like our neighbors and I. Yeah, we're probably gonna get a cow. Because I mean, we've got a nice big freezer. We can fit it, and so yeah, and it saves you money, and it's local. You know what I mean? You're helping out your neighbors. I mean, I live in an area that realistically, in a perfect world, I know this is going to sound like some hippie bullshit, but in a perfect world, nobody should want for food in this region that I live in. I live in the Niagara Falls area, and there's so much agriculture here. The food is just all over the place. And there's so many like apple trees and grapes and so much food being produced in this region that realistically, there should be no hungry people in this area, but there are. And that's a crime. That should be a crime, right? Because it's a crime against every person. It's a crime on your soul. Ghost Star Deluxe. Problem is, when politicians say, no, this is wrong because you're stupid, people listen to them. Well, because people think they're stupid, right? And people are told they're stupid. And, of course, the education system also doesn't teach critical thinking, right? Question, authority. We're taught at a very young age, no, listen to authority. Teacher is the authority. Listen to the authority, right? And that doesn't really jive with our primitive monkey brains. That, you know, we respond more receptively to openness and kindness than no you shouldn't be doing this, and then of course, you know, we also throw in guilt and stuff like that, and yeah, it's not a good environment. It should be open and compassionate, right? No, you just obey, right? Because you're just a drone. We're not drones. We're not insects, right? We're communal. We're communal animals. We thrive on interactions with our own kinds, right? Our own family groups, our own friends and families, and, you know what I mean, our communities, and we that's how we thrive. And we thrive in an open society, and where we care and love each other, and, you know what I mean, we look out for each other. And unfortunately, that creates kind of this tribal type situation where, you know what I mean, this group and that group kind of thing. And that's where, you know, where we have to evolve past our monkey selves and embrace a much larger community where we see all humans as our own kind, and we stop seeing those minute little differences of skin color, eye color, hair color, how much money they make, how much, you know, how smart they are, and, you know what I mean. And we need to stop seeing those insignificant tiny little details and just view it as a much broader thing. We need to start seeing the bigger picture, is what it is, right? And of course, because we see ourselves as different from nature, we see ourselves as top. We see ourselves as having full dominion over the planet, when that's not true. We are part of the planet. We are part of this environment. And what the planet does affects us. And because this planet can and probably will kill us. Because it is very true. It is very true. This planet is our mother. It's not just a cute euphemism, or this planet is our mother. This planet gave birth to us. In any sense of the way you want to look at it. She provides for us, right? She is our mother. She provides for us. The sun is like our father. It is our father. If we need to, you know, look up and, you know, be thankful to anybody, it is our father. And just like a mother and father, and we are the children, right? Who often in families, right? Who often disciplines? The father often disciplines. The mother disciplines too, but when the mother disciplines, that's a pretty harsh discipline. Whereas the father, it's usually, you know, hey, knock it off, you're fucking about, right? Whereas the mother, when your mother gets mad, it's some severe shit, right? Shit's gonna go down. Shit's gonna lock you in the house, lock the whole world down, right? Father, he says, hey, knock it off. Solar flare, communications go out, disruptions, power goes out, certain areas, right? Father says, hey, knock it off. Mother, get in your fucking rooms. You're on lockdown. Everything else is like familial. Moon, earth, wind, plants, animals. It's all like a family because we're part of it. And that's the importance of those ideas, that we're connected to it all. I mean, that's just a North American way of looking at things, but yeah. And I'm talking, when I say North American, I mean the people of North America, the original people. So, yeah. Anyway. I suppose that probably gives you a little bit of an insight into how I think about things, I guess. Go Starman Deluxe. Fuck worshiping the sun. That guy's a dickhead. Moon worship, gang, all the way. Sir Peanut Butter. We praising the sun? Yeah, we're praising the sun. We praise everything. Why not? Fire Drink 18. Bad Moon Clan. You know what? Shit. If we need to worship something, okay, the moon. If we're gonna start a clan, yeah, we're gonna be a bad moon clan. Let's be a bad moon clan. Fuck it, let's do it. Fire J18. Hey Kris, what's good? Good gel glue with brush for plastic. I use Gorilla with brush, but it really doesn't work. Interesting. What are you gluing exactly, Fire Drake? Because like I said, I use. This is Tamiya extra thin cement. Now for styrene plastic kits like GW plastic, this stuff is great. Now this is the extra thin stuff. Now when you apply this through the capillary action, it goes right into the cracks. Now when I use this stuff, I often will score parts. Like I'll take the tip of my blade and I will score the contact point where the 2 points are going to contact. I use my blade. I scratch that surface, so that when I apply the glue, it penetrates further into the plastic, melting it a little bit further, so that when you apply pressure to the 2 points, they bond. That's typically how I glue things, or styrene plastic anyway. That's to make sure that it gets a nice solid bond. But otherwise, I always just use plastic cement. I use Tester's Model Master plastic cement. This stuff's fun. The GW stuff, it works fine too. Works good. The only reason why I'm not singing its praises is because the goddamn needle tip. I've bought 2 of these things, and both times these little metal nozzles have come out. It's easy to replace it and put it back in, but yeah. Also, too, this one doesn't come with a little piece of wire to clear the nozzle, because this will build up with gunk. And same with this one. Oh, geez Louise. This one builds up with gunk as well, but these when you buy them, they come with a little metal wire to clear the nozzle. So that's the only reason. But anyway, yeah. Michael Wellno, the organic key is fertility, abundance, creation, or sterility, stagnation, regression in all aspects. Right, but I mean, when you overtill soil because of mass consumption. See, the problem with all these things is because we eat too much. We're wasting too much. We're not using what we eat, and we're eating more than we need. And what is that? That is greed. Wanting more than you have, and consuming more than you need. Just simple as that. Why? Because of profit. Mass profits. Wanting way more than is necessary. Consuming way more than is necessary. It's not necessary. It's wasteful. And the byproducts of it all, of this lifestyle, is become evident and is destroying us. Destroying our environment, and it's going to create our boogeyman that's going to consume us. Aaron Seach, imagine this. I live in Wisconsin, America's dairyland. Farmers in this state are actually prosecuted if they sell or give raw milk to anyone. Doesn't get more organic than raw milk. No. Well, pasteurizing it makes it safer for people, right? But yeah, I mean, you can consume it raw. But yeah, as far as doing that, that's because that's those are big businesses who impose those laws on those farmers so that they can't do that, because it makes it so that you have to go to Walmart to buy your milk rather than Billy the farmer, right? Who's closer and who can probably sell it to you cheaper, or might sell it to you a bit more. But either way, it's fresh and you know where it's from, right? It's just big businesses that do that. It's these corporations that infringe upon your own, and that's where and nobody bats an eye at this kind of shit. That these corporations impose these laws, impose these rules, these regulations on your own personal freedoms. When Americans go on about, they're infringing on our freedoms, the corporations have been doing it for fucking years, and fucking people don't even bat an eye at it. Oh, well, it's just the farmers. You know what I mean? Oh, it's these rules and regs. Just because it's a rule doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Just because it's the law, it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. And it's the fucking thinking. And again, it's because people are not taught these kinds of things to fucking critically think about things. And here I am getting fucking mad again. Chick High. Urban living has atomized the individual. No sense of community leads to the most of the problems we see in society now. No man is an island rings true. Yes, no man is an island. Exactly. You know? It's exactly it. We're communal beings. The little primitive our primitive monkey brains need people around us. We need, and even if you are a person who is, you have no biological family, no siblings, anything like that. You feel like you're kind of alone in this world. You're not. You just need to open yourself up, and create your own family and your own friends, and you need to do that, and you need to want it, and that's why everything might feel really dark around you. It's because you need to open yourself up. You need to take a chance. You need to open yourself. Yes, sometimes we encounter people who are no good for us, but that doesn't mean you stop trying. Ghost Starman Deluxe. When Mother Earth uses your middle name, you know you're fucked up. Exactly, right? Yeah, when Mother Nature uses your middle name, you know you fucked up. Exactly, right? I mean, father typically is the one who disciplines, but when your mother disciplines, you know you're in trouble. You're in real trouble when your mother disciplines you. When dad does it, it's like, okay, knock it off, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we messed up. Okay, yes. But when your mother gets mad, holy moly, you know you done fucked up. And that's what we're on. Mother Nature's telling us right now. Right now. She's saying, hey, you're fucking right up. You're going to fuck things up. Knock it off. Michael Wellner. Eat one chem-free food a day, even if it is just grow a chili plant. Organic provides life force, the energy, and the rest is filler, and to subdue the demon. It just starts with small choices, man. That's all it is. And it's just baby steps, man. It's just baby steps. We can all do it. We can all do it. I know it sounds like some hippie nonsense, but we can all do it. It's just baby steps. And you got to make that that first initial choice to start doing it. Becoming conscious of it. It's just like, alcoholics, where, you have to, the first step is to acknowledge that you have a problem, right? Well, just like that, we have to acknowledge that we have a problem. And that's the first step to, making a change. And we can all change. Talk about human nature and this and that. No. Societal changes. No. Society will change. We can make the changes. They're slow and gradual. Hopefully we can make the changes in time. Hopefully it isn't as bad as we think it is. But we can adapt and change. It happens. It happens every day. It's been happening for, tens of thousands of years that humans have been, got out of the trees and started walking on land, and and start walking upright, and like those changes occurred and happen, and we can continue to do it. We have to want to, but we can. Hell, maybe even want is not even an issue. Maybe these things will just happen on their own. Well, who knows? Heretic Scott, we need to get Kris one of those live heart rate things so streamers can use it and watch it as his heart blowing off steam. Yeah, pretty much. Holy shit, there's only 10 minutes left of the show. Jeez Louise. Michael Wellner, organic method, not raw. As to milk, it is treated for listeria bacteria, which can kill. Sure. But I was watching one thing about the pasteurizing eggs. Also, the other one is the European method of selling eggs, and as opposed to the North American method. And it was very interesting how basically there is no treatment of the egg in Europe versus in North America. Yeah, it goes through this sterilizing process, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. How in Europe they just get an egg right out of chicken, and when I've lived on a farm and eaten the egg right then and there, no biggie. I didn't die. I didn't get sick. You know, I like to think I've got a pretty darn good immune system. You know, yeah. I mean, you know, I play in the dirt, and you know, I've eaten stuff that I probably shouldn't have ate, and I've eaten meat. Another one is like chicken. Eating chicken like raw. Holy caramoles, people freak out. But you can eat chicken raw. You know, these bacteria and stuff that they develop. Why? Because because these meats have to sit on shelves because they get transported to, you know, points of mass consumption. You know, whereas if you were consuming what you needed when you needed it, you know. Now, yes, unfortunately, a kind of shop locally kind of method, unfortunately, makes it kind of where basically if there's a bad year, bad growing year, bad virus, whatever, goes through the area and affects you. Yes, it makes you very susceptible to those kinds of things versus, you know, when you have like a big point where you can get food and stuff like that. You know, there are all these pluses and minuses, yes. But you know what makes it really hard for adjusting to those kind of things is when people are tied to the land, right? Because you don't own it, because it's all transitory, and so you don't really own the land. So what ends up happening is when you become locked to the land, you think that you own it and you have to stay there, and because we've been here for generations and you can't move and go to where the food is plentiful, that's when real heartache comes into play. Oh, well, they can't come over here, they're from over there, they can't come over here. No, that's bullshit. Okay, if there's plenty of food here, and the cultures will adjust and change, and you know what I mean. And of course, because people are only eating what they need, you know what I mean. These are just human concepts. These are all just human concepts, and you know, the idea of ownership of these things, these are just all these concepts that just, you know, don't need to be there. And hopefully one day, you know, people grow out of these childish notions, because that's when, you know, people really start to evolve. You know what I mean? Dark emission. I touched my face 2 weeks ago. I'm still here. Okay. Were you in an environment where it was positive there were COVID individuals? Because I mean, you know, not touching your face, like, that's just a sound habit to be in anyway, right? Especially when you're out in public. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, the not touching your face and not being in the habit of, you know, like touching an object and touching your face, putting your fingers in your mouth, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that only makes sense. I mean, I try not to do it all the time. I wash my hands quite often. I was washing my hands religiously pre all this stuff for years, and I'm hardly ever sick. Why? Because I'm not in the habit of touching stuff. You know, wiping my nose, sticking my fingers up my nose, in my mouth, and in my eyes, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it's just good hygiene. Believe it or not, you know, just good hygiene prevents the spread of anything. Just good hygiene. Washing your hands, not touching your face. Holy shit, you know? Imagine a world where, you know, these kind of viruses didn't spread like wildfire all the time, you know? Just good hygiene. If there was actual, you know, concern on hygiene. All right, let's do an email, because holy shit, there's 5 minutes left of the show. Yeah, let's do this one. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down, but here it comes. Email time. I guess I should put on the proper windows here. Is that done? Oh, he's done. This one's very interesting. This one's from Steven. Hello, monkeys and Monkey Lord. Sorry, I got my mouth's still full of food. I know it's rude. Have something different to share with you today. My wife has been working on her watercolor skills, and I know very little and can only give so much advice. So I said she should send it to Weigh the Brush and ask for some CNC. So on her behalf, this is a current work in progress she has named Nigel. P.S. I also wanted to show it off because I'm very proud of her and think she's an amazing artist. Well, that's really great. That's really awesome. Now, this is watercolor. It's really great that you encourage and you're supportive. That's really awesome. And, you know, I don't know if you have kids or not. I'm going to safely assume that you would love and encourage them to pursue their interests, just as you are encouraging and your wife to pursue her interests. So, this is sideways, but I can see what's going on here. It looks like an ostrich head or something. It's great detail. This is watercolor. I think she's got a really great grasp on tone. Mastery, I mean, comes with time. I'm really digging the color choices here. I mean, it's a work in progress, so this is not the end of the effort. This is just the journey. I mean, like, it looks like it's off to a really fantastic start. Watercolor, I'm afraid I've not done a lot of watercolor. Now, when we paint our miniatures, we are often painting like watercolor, especially when you get into glazing, where you are working with the color in a very thinned out consistency. It is very much akin to watercolor, which is why the brushes we use in miniature painting are very similar, and in fact are watercolor brushes. Oftentimes natural haired sable hair brushes are the best ones to use for miniature painting, because we are often working with the color in a very thinned out consistency, and in fact when we are glazing, we are doing in fact like watercolor. So like glazing and like watercolor, I think really, of course, it is a big part of brush control. And I'm looking at like the forehead area, and it looks like she's got really good control. I don't see the colors bleeding out everywhere or mixing unintentionally. It looks like colors are where she wants them to be. Like, it's very tricky, especially with like the red oranges. Get those colors to blend outside the areas where blue and purple are next, because obviously when those two colors mix, she is going to get a brown or a kind of off gray kind of color, right? With complementaries playing next to each other. But when they're sitting next to each other in a bold fashion like that, it looks very striking and it looks really great. Speaking on the brush stroke, obviously where you finish the brush stroke is where the color is going to build. So being conscious of how your brush stroke is. If you want the colors to build towards the bottom points, finish your brush stroke towards those areas. But otherwise, yeah, I think she's off to a great start. Right now, I mean, like, it's a work in progress. So critiquing her work in progress really, isn't going to do much, because again, it's like, it's like a pitcher, and commenting on how they throw, watching only half of what they've thrown or how they throw, right? Or versus watching the full follow through with the motion. And same thing with art. Or when you guys are sending pictures of your miniatures, I mean, like, it's kind of hard to comment on, where you might need work when I can only see half of how you work or what you've worked on. So at the moment, what I'm looking at looks fantastic. I'm really absorbed by the eye on the bottom here, with all that texture and that detail and the skin and everything like that. It looks really fantastic. It looks like he's got really great control of color and where it's going, where she wants it. How she's building up shadow and such. Like, I'm looking at like the forehead area, and it looks fantastic. Keep going. I would like to see this finished piece. And yeah, thank you for sending that in, Stephen. Awesome stuff. It's really hard to, like I said, it's really hard to comment and say, well, it could be doing this, could be doing that, but yeah. Holy cromolies, we're 1 minute after the hour. We are going to get to our next email. I only have the 2 emails, so that's it. I'm just doing this email and then we're done. Just jump into the comments real quick here. Anything here? Yeah, nothing. Everybody's saying like it looks amazing, looks really great. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I look forward to the finished piece. Please send me another email and showing how that finishes off. Next email is from Keoma. Anyway, hello, Monkey King. As you probably have seen in Discord, I have not been painting as much as normal. It is because I am so busy at work this time of year, and I will be back to normal painting times in July. But here are some stuff I have painted and some stuff I'm still painting. The Chimera is a model I just can't get my head around, and I have been painting it off and on for at least 6 months now. Oof. I repainted the wings, and I finally started to see it take shape. Finished the cultist and started a 1/9 scale alien from the movies and another Invictus war suite. Anyway, CNC are welcome. Best regards, Keoma. Anyway, so let me switch cameras here. There we go. So I remember he was showing these pictures here when he was working on the glare of the armor and everything like that. I like it. Very cool. I think creating a little bit more transitional color between the glow. I think also pushing the intensity of how big the glow is, I think would be beneficial, just so it's not so big. Not that the intensity is not the right size or anything like that, but it's just pushing a little bit more color and like the really bright tone, the center, the core of it, receding that to its smaller point and getting more of a transitional color in there. Ooh, I like this. This is very cool. I like the colors. I like the work on the skin. Nice and neat. Yeah, I like this one. I like this piece. This is fun. Yeah, I like that. That's really good. Oh, yeah, I like the base too. Kingdom Death, eh? Yeah, I like that. I like that nice bold yellow. The yellow probably could use another highlight, I suppose, but I don't know. I don't think so. It could. I like the nice big bold color of it all. And I like your work on the flesh. The flesh looks really good. It's a nice gradient of color going on. There's shadow. I like the transition on the base piece too. Is the base piece done? I don't know. Yeah, really good. Ooh, look at this guy. Nurgle. I like the color. I like the brightness. The rust on the sword, I don't know. The rust on the sword feels a little bit too much. Oh, I like the cloak. Something about that color patterning feels a little bit old school. I like that. I like old school. But I like that. And the red going to the bright yellows like that with a deep black or brown in there. I like that. Is there another shot? Oh. I kind of want another shot of this guy with the sword. Because this picture here, the sword, there's something, I don't know, something about the sword. It doesn't, like, it feels like there might be too much oxidization or not enough. Or maybe it's just the way those abrupt black points are on the sword. Yeah. I feel like maybe there should be a little bit more direction in the weathering on the blade. And not feel so abrupt with the change in color. Yeah. Other than that, oh shoot. Other than that, it looks really good. I like it on the armor. I like the weathering on the armor. I like the browner tones. I like that. Here's this Chimera. Yeah, I see these. I saw these pictures of the wings, and I really like the color transition you got going on in the wings. It's really cool. Working on this guy for quite a while though. Oof. Yeah, that's a long time to be working on him. I think because it's the riot of colors you've got going on, so it's kind of hard to visualize. You know, I can see that. I have a cockatrice, and yeah, it's kind of sat on my shelves too for a bit. I haven't finished it. Ooh, yeah, I saw these ones. you're working on with the metal, and you're doing kind of a non-metallic metal look on the guns and everything. That's really nice work. Nice clean work on the chevrons and the sword there. That's really good. Am I in the right window? Yeah, I'm in the right window. Nice work on the flames. I like that. Very interesting color palette you're working from too. Very light feeling. Almost comical. A bit old school with a lot of the bright colors. Mind you, they're not really that bright. It's just that they're more subdued. They're very close to softer tones. Not very hard saturated color. Well, I guess the green top is kind of deep saturation, but like the cloaks and everything, this kind of magenta vibe to them. Yeah, I really like your work on the guns though. The guns look really good. That non-metallic metal look to it, and the stubber on the back left looks really good. I like the way you did the barrel. That looks really good. Oh, look at this alien. Oh, I remember this kit. Yeah, I thought it was a vinyl. Isn't it a vinyl kit? Anyway, that looks like a fun project. Oh, you even got it primed up already. Ooh, got some more work going on here. What's this? I don't even know what the hell this is. Is this that Walker Dreadnought thingy? I guess. I don't know what the hell it's called. But either way, thank you, Coma, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I think with the Chimera, yeah, once you start kind of working into it, I think, yeah, because of all the bold colors, it's kind of like, oh, what the hell am I looking at, right? And yeah, but really good work. Awesome stuff, Coma. Thank you for sending that in. Awesome. Yes, it is a vinyl kit. Oh, it is a vinyl kit. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Michael Wellner, a cockatoo, or cockatrace, a trace. You guys. Anyway, yeah, it was really nice work, Coma. The Chaos Cultist Duders. It's a very interesting color palette with everybody going so grimdark on the color schemes and everything like that. That it is a very interesting choice to go with a very brighter, kind of old school kind of color palette on them, and it's very good. I like that. Anytime anybody busts out old school on me, I get, obviously the nostalgias, and I like the old school style, especially for gaming pieces. Old school style of painting is just much more appropriate. I mean, the grimdark kind of stuff. People talking about like the Blanche way of painting. The Blanche way of painting, I've always perceived as very quick, a quick way of getting color blends to occur, and being very efficient in your use of color, and of course being very minimal in your use of color. That to me has always been the signature of John Blanche's painting. His conversion work was always fantastic. I've always enjoyed his conversion work because he just goes ham and puts all sorts of crazy crap together and makes something very interesting. And of course, because for so long he's dictated the aesthetic of Warhammer, and so he's kind of the guy in that regards, as far as what grimdark is. He's the guy. He sets that tone, which rightly so, because he's it is very much of a big part of him, right? Of his efforts and his art, and it's the very look and feel of grimdark 40K is very much tied into John Blanche's work. So he pretty much is 40K, I think. Yeah. So if you're brand new to this hobby, you want a little bit of help with the color palette, color scheme, or you just need help with brush technique or whatever it is, or you just want to simply share and show off what you're working on, send it to Kris at wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has links for all the social medias as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's been a lot of fun. Great community we built there. And, we have the conversation rolling all the time there. And just like this show, we talk painting as well as we talk any kind of crazy crap as well. Trying to keep it civil, of course, and, polite-ish kind of thing. But I usually don't, tie in the reins too hard. But, yeah. So, anyway. wayofthebrush.com. Central Hub. Join us there. T-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com, because it's nice to put a name to the face and a face to the name. You'll also find a link for Patreon support. Want to help support the cause? And, get early access to videos, Patreon, various tiers, and, whatever suits your budget. And, of course, always a big thank you to my patrons. Without their support, these videos would not be possible. I am independent these days, so this is pretty much how I keep all of this running and keep my lights on. And even in pretty colors, I keep my lights on. So, always a huge, huge thank you to my patrons. And, of course, if you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, commenting, subscribing, and all of that helps as well. Helps me tremendously. So, and all it takes is a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me out a great deal. And it, doesn't cost you anything. So, big thank you to anybody who takes the time to do that. Big thank you to Carl, a.k.a. Guymere Alfer, a.k.a. Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer, and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. Always take time to thank Carl for taking time out of his busy day to create the email jingle that plays before the email segment of the show. So always much love to Carl. Of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for taking time out of his busy day to create the intro outro music that plays before and end of this show. And so always much love to my baby bro. And of course, he's also working on some new stuff. You know what? Here. Can I do this? You know what? I don't know if he's ready to share this, but this is just a sketch. Crap, there's crazy messages here. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. You know what? Here. I'm gonna play some of the stylings here. You know what? Can I do this in midstream? I wonder if I can do this midstream. You know what? I'm gonna try and do this. Hopefully this doesn't mess nothing up. But hopefully, oh, wrong window. This is a sneak peek. Oh, for the love of God! Keep clicking the wrong damn thing. Here's a sneak peek. Part I really like's coming up. So that is just a teaser. There we go. Stopped it. There we go. Okay. So that's just a teaser. Hopefully you guys heard that okay. I'm going to switch this back out to this. Did that work? I don't even know if that worked. Did you guys hear it okay? Or was I just bopping along to nothing? Looking like a damn idiot. Matthew Brett, someone gift Kris with the riff. So yeah, that's an upcoming piece. I think we're gonna do that for our Monday night. That'll be the intro music for our Monday night gaming. So yeah, So hopefully you guys heard that okay. I don't know. I think I did that right. You guys should have heard that just fine. Sorry, I keep eating all these penises. Penises, yeah. So, yeah. Michael Wellner, Elvis's Chop Shop. What? Fire Drink 18, just nod politely. There was no music playing. Matthew Perez, I'll be sure to catch a group Monday. Let the lady know so I can maybe join in sometime soon. Yeah. We try and keep the games not too long. We've been playing Talisman. Talisman, if you ever play Talisman, Talisman's a long one. We've been trying to keep that kind of streamlined. Last time we played, we kept it pretty streamlined. We screwed over we screwed over Grim pretty good. Because then we lost to the computer player, but we screwed Grim, unfortunately. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, Talisman can last a bit, but yeah. Risk is fun. Catan, I'd like to actually play some more Catan. I was starting to really kind of catch the vibe of that one. I've played the board game just a few times, so I'm still kind of a novice to it. I'd also like to get in some Axis and Allies, because I was a big fan of that game back in the day, and it's such a fun board game. Basically, if you've never played Axis and Allies, it's like Risk and Monopoly combined. That's often how I've described it to people, and it seems always pretty apt and kind of meets people's expectations of when they play it. It's kind of like Risk and Monopoly, right? But anyway, I think we're done. We're done for the day. That was a little teaser for you guys. So episode 300. I guess I'm gonna have to do a giveaway. I guess I have to. I don't know. Maybe I should. Yeah, let's say we're doing a giveaway. We'll do a giveaway. Everybody who's attending live on Twitch or on YouTube. How am I going to do that though? I guess maybe I can just no. I could probably do it like a Twitch, but then the YouTube people don't get it. How I used to do it. Maybe we'll do it just for giggle's sake. Maybe we'll do it as the Google Doc. We'll do it the Google Doc, Goggle Doc. Well, I almost said Goggle Doc. Anyway, the Google Doc method, and yeah, we'll kick it old school. Anybody remembers like the previous giveaways? Yeah, just a Google Doc, fill it in, then I randomize and find somebody. But there's always the risk that somebody's gonna post something inappropriate. But anyway, but maybe we'll do it as a Google Doc. Oh, we always run the risk of some sort of silliness. But that's why I think the first time I started doing the giveaways and doing the Google Doc thing, I think that's when people started becoming known as the monkeys. The viewers became, like, when you guys became the monkeys. It's because you guys were running amok in there. There's like a bad bunch of monkeys in there. I think that might be it. Anywho, I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and I need another tea. Actually, maybe no, I got shit to do. But anyway, take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. I think maybe we'll take a week break. Maybe we'll save 300 for the next weekend. Who knows? Let me know down below. If I should just take like a week hiatus, take a week off. Maybe. I don't know. What do you say? Oh, Fire Drake, keep the tradition alive as long as you can. Yeah. Job is left now. Ooh, the Google Doc used to work so well. Yeah. Go Star Deluxe. I think I have one of the old docs saved. Well, I imagine if you go back to any of the giveaways, because I'm pretty sure that that's the way I've done the giveaways before. But anywho, Go hug somebody. Hug a loved one. Take the garbage out. Do something productive. I will see you guys later.